Are you thinking of moving to California, Maryland, and wondering what the top neighborhoods are? In this video, we're going to talk about the top neighborhood in California, Maryland. So make sure you stick around to see all about it. All right, what's up everybody? My name is Rob Schou with EXP Realty here in Southern Maryland. If this is your first time on the channel, make sure you click that subscribe button, click the little bell to be notified every time we put out new content, because we're going to be putting out all types of stuff about living in Southern Maryland. We're going to be doing vlogs of the different areas. We're going to be doing more pros and cons of the different areas, and then also coming soon too, we're going to be getting on the water and going to see all the different areas, waterfront areas around the Southern Maryland area too, especially St. Mary's County, where I live and where I love to boat. All right, if you're thinking about moving down here and that's why you're watching this video, make sure you reach out to me. I can help you make the best decision where you should be in Southern Maryland. I know all the different local areas, and I can get you down here feeling like a local as soon as you move in. So use that contact information below. Call me, text me, I'd be happy to help. And also, if you want to do a virtual meet with me, you can actually scroll down to the first comment that I pinned at the very top there. You can click the link. It's a Calendly link, and it's going to set up a virtual meeting with me over Zoom. We can go over exactly what you need when you move down here. So everything you want, everything you desire in a property, we can talk about it over the internet instead of having to wait to do it in person. And once you get here to start looking around, we know exactly what you want. We're able to go out there and find the exact house that you want in this right now seller's market. All right, so like I said earlier, let's kind of get over all that. Like I said earlier, today we're going to be talking about California, Maryland, which is a pretty popular place to move to in St. Mary's County and in Southern Maryland, just because it's really close to the Patuxent River Naval Air Station. Now, I've done a whole video on the pros and cons of living in California, Maryland, and some of the different neighborhoods, but I wanted to go deep into really the top neighborhood in California, Maryland. Now, it's not the top because I say it's the top because of the amount of sales that go on within that neighborhood. So Wildwood is the top neighborhood or planned community in St. Mary's County because there are a ton of homes that are sold back there. So before we get too distracted, let me just go ahead and give you some background on Wildwood. Now, Wildwood is a huge neighborhood or a huge planned community made up of a bunch of smaller HOAs, and that's what we're going to really talk about today, are the different HOAs and the different little kind of neighborhoods that were within that planned community. And with the planned community, there are a ton of amenities in there. There's sports fields, there's the swimming pool, there's all types of stuff. There's walking trails and biking trails and just, I mean, it's just full of different amenities right there in the heart of St. Mary's County. And it's unique to St. Mary's County because we don't really have other neighborhoods that have all those amenities. Now, some of the newer neighborhoods in Leonardtown, like Clark's Rest, are starting to get more amenities to kind of compete with Wildwood. But Wildwood is definitely the OG in St. Mary's County when it comes to a community with those amenities. Another thing about Wildwood is it is super close to base, so it's super close to Patuxent River Naval Air Station, and it's super close to shopping. So you're within 5 minutes of Lowe's and all the different chain restaurants and Target and Walmart and Giant and Harris Teeter, and all that stuff is just right there next to Wildwood. Like literally Harris Teeter, some of the townhomes and apartments in Wildwood, you could walk right to. And the last thing that I would say is it just has a whole bunch of different housing options. So Wildwood is not just a place to go buy a house. There's tons of individuals that are renting houses out to people, especially military personnel. But there's a bunch of different corporations too that own different apartment complexes and townhome complexes within Wildwood that you can rent to. All right, so that's a lot there, kind of what Wildwood is. Let's break it down because honestly, I've lived here now for 16 years. And I still go back in Wildwood, and every year we have a friend that has a party, a Christmas party in Wildwood. And every single year, it's been there the last 6 years, every single year I feel like I get lost in Wildwood because it's so big. It's a unique community because there's just so many options for you there. So what I want to do right now, and what a lot of people care about when they're moving to areas like this, of course, is if it's a single family home or it's a townhome, and if the amenities are included in the HOA or if they're not included. So I divided these up into non-elective HOAs, which are ones that, you move into this area, you have to pay the HOA fees to be able to join the pool, to use all the stuff. And then I also have some ones that are elective ones, and those are normally the older neighborhoods that you could choose to join the pool. You could choose to pay some of these community fees if you wanted to. So you could live in Wildwood and kind of have either one of those worlds. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. And all I'm going to do is it's going to be pretty simple because it really comes down to you getting there with me or with another real estate agent you trust and getting into Wildwood and kind of seeing these different neighborhoods. So what I'm basically going to do is I'm just going to go through the different neighborhoods or the different communities within Wildwood. We're going to start with the ones where the pool membership and all that kind of stuff is included in your HOA dues. These are normally the newer homes, and you're going to see that when I go through. And what we're really going to talk about when we talk about these homes is just kind of how big they are, what types of homes they are, their cost per, their average cost sold last year, and just give you an idea of what kind of homes you're looking at. The first one we're going to talk about is Dahlia Park. Now, Dahlia Park is that kind of mix of everything in Wildwood. It was built in 2007, and it's mostly single-family homes, townhomes, and duplexes. So, 15-ish years old. So they're not super new houses. They're not super old houses. Most are around 4 bedrooms, 4 baths. So it definitely leans more towards that single family kind of home. And the square footage is around 2,500 square feet. Now, the nice thing about Dahlia Park is that it is affordable. So the average price sold last year, 2021, was $390,000. So it's not at that price range, of that plus 400 plus price range. So it's nice to have that nice affordable option in there. All right, so the next one we're going to talk about is Evergreen, the Evergreen neighborhood in Wildwood. And now these are mostly townhomes. They're 3 bedrooms, 3 baths. Most of them were built around that 2012 time frame. At least the ones that sold last year were built around that 2012 time frame. And the average square foot was 1,927 square foot of the home sold last year. And the average price, because they were townhomes, was lower than Dahlia Park, and it was right at $310,000. So you can see, if you're not looking at single family, if you're looking to just have, that zero lot kind of living where you're not maintaining much, or you're not maintaining anything outside and you want that townhome, that evergreen kind of feel of just townhomes might be what you're looking for. Now we're going to go to another one that's a mixed of townhomes and single family homes, and this is Magnolia Park. Now Magnolia Park is one of the newer neighborhoods. The average home sold last year was built in 2015, so it's about a 7-year-old house. Most homes were in that 4 bedrooms, 3.5 bath range, and about 2,200 square feet. Now, this one is a little bit less than the Dahlia Park, so it was more like kind of 379 was the average home sold. So it's because of that lower square footage, because of the smaller homes, that you're going to see that price a little bit lower. But I think it's really on par for square footage with Dahlia Park. Next neighborhood we're going to talk about is actually the one that I get lost in a fair amount, and that was Primrose Park. So Primrose Park has some townhomes, but it's mostly single-family homes, and it kind of shows up. It's in the stats here. You're looking at 4 bedrooms, 4 bathrooms, about 2,329 square feet. So it's close to that Dahlia Park, maybe a little bit less. But most of it is single-family homes with a lot to maintain, or not a lot, but a grass area to maintain and a yard to maintain and kind of stuff like that. And the average sale price last year was $371. I will say this year I'm starting to see those prices creep up north of that $400. So I wouldn't be surprised if next year we're seeing those ones, especially in Primrose Park where we're seeing single-family homes, and also in Dahlia Park where we're seeing more single-family homes, that those prices keep pushing up to that 400 range. And I have seen more of those single-family homes being listed higher than these average prices. Like I said, with Wildwood especially, because of the different housing types, some of these average prices are a little bit lower than what you'd expect, because those townhouse prices and those condo prices definitely bring down the average price. Okay, so some other communities in Wildwood that you may be looking at. These are the top communities that have elective HOA, so you would have to actually pay more on top of your HOA to join the pool and to join other amenities. These are like Misty Pond, Pepper Ridge, Red Cedar, and Willow Creek, and they're normally ones that are a little bit older and not in that newer main development, kind of closer back towards Evergreen Elementary, which is the elementary school within Wildwood. you know, and they have their pluses and minuses. It is nice not to be forced to join, you know, to pay for a pool membership if you don't have people that want to use the pool. Maybe you don't want to use the pool at all and you don't want to pay that extra. So that Misty Pond, Pepper Ridge, Red Cedar, and Willow Creek can be great choices if you want to be in that community of Wildwood, if you want to have that, you know, the running trails and the fields and stuff like that. But you don't want to pay for the pool, you don't want to pay for extra amenities that you're not going to use. It really may be worth to look up Misty Pond, Pepper Ridge, Red Cedar, and Willow Creek, among a few others, just because that might be the best fit for you. Now, I picked those four not because they're my favorite four. Those four elective, you can choose to join the pool or not, neighborhoods were the top four where the most sales came from in 2021. So those are the ones that you're probably going to see some coming out this way just because they're the bigger communities, elective communities in Wildwood. Okay, I feel like I just kind of scratched the surface as Wildwood. It's one of those places that honestly, you just got to get out there and you got to go with someone and you got to drive around and see them. There's so many different housing options. This is just scratching the surface of the different areas. So if you want to go take a look at some of these Wildwood houses, if you want to see all the amenities they have, if you want to get a feel if it's right for you, make sure you use that contact information below. Reach out to me. I promise we won't get lost, like I said earlier in the video about my instance of that one friend's house. We'll know exactly where we're going. We'll be going during the day and we will not get confused, and we're going to find that home for you if Wildwood sounds like a great fit for you. So go ahead, use that contact information below, reach out to me, text me, call me, and I'd be happy to help you. And again, if you want to schedule a Zoom meeting with me, scroll down to the first comment, click on that Calendly link, and let's talk via Zoom and get a good idea of where you want to be. And as always, if you have not done it yet, make sure you click the subscribe button, click that little bell so you're notified every single time we put out new content, and exciting new content's coming out, so make sure you do it. Hope to see you on the next video.